What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the 3829 podcast. If you don't know by now, I am your host, Trey. Now, before we jump into it, make sure you hit that like, that comment, and that subscribe button. I want to say thank y'all for the love that we've been getting on our most recent post. And I'm going to let y'all holla at Ice one time before we jump into it.
3829. Did you miss me? Apparently not with the way y'all treated the last episode. Nah, I'm just kidding. But go ahead, leave a like and a comment before this video starts, and we're gonna go ahead and get into it.
All right, so to go ahead and kick it off, man, the NBA.com recently just dropped a early prediction, preseason predictions, you can call it, for what this next season's gonna hold. You know, they got who they think gonna win the title, who they think gonna be the top teams in the East Conference, who they think gonna be the breakout players. So today we just gonna go over that with y'all and give our personal opinions on it. So starting it off with 80% of the votes to win the NBA Finals this upcoming season. Do you want to take a guess as to who the team was? You may have already checked it out, but if y'all haven't seen it already, go ahead, throw it down in the comments who y'all think these NBA execs think is gonna win the NBA Finals this upcoming season. If you didn't guess, or if you didn't know, it is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, do I agree with this prediction? Personally, I'm gonna go ahead and say no. One, just because stats don't back it up. Um, recently, ever since the Warriors dynasty, there's been no team to make it back to the finals back to back years. Not even just win it, but make it back to back years. No team has done it. So I just feel like that's a really, really high standard to set. I mean, yes, they were successful last year, but they were also this close to losing to the Denver Nuggets. You get what I'm saying? They were also this close to losing to the Indiana Pacers. You get what I'm saying? But I'll let you go ahead and give your take on that one.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, the NBA ever since, you know what I'm saying, that 2019 Warriors versus Raptors series has been very, very unpredictable. Um, Me personally, I like it for the league, right? Because it gives more and more teams a chance to shine. It motivates players to work harder, to try to get back to favorable positions. But yeah, off rip, the Thunder, I feel like they'll be a very successful team again this year. I do not think they repeat.
No, I definitely agree with that. I just feel like yes, they were able to keep most of their squad. You get what I'm saying? They were able to keep most of the key pieces, but like I said, time has shown that in this new era of the NBA, teams ain't making it back to back years. You get what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that just off of that fact alone that they can't do it, but it's not like they just ran away, just beat like swept every team, or gentlemen swept every team. You get what I'm saying? Where it was just like, oh my gosh, the Thunder is literally a step above every other team in the league, and I can say that confidently. I don't feel like I seen that last year from the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, are they a good team? Don't get me wrong. They are a great team. They are definitely going to be a tough team to beat for the next few years. But I'm not just handing them the championship right off the rip. Now, with that being said, right now, who do you feel like has the best chances to win it this upcoming year?
Um, Well, I mean, so a team you can never really count out is a team like Denver. Given just how they are. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of which, NBA execs also think they were one of the teams that had the better offseason moves, you know, in the offseason. So it only makes sense. I mean, the Rockets got more mature this year, right? I'm not saying, you know, that improves their chances. I'm just saying, with more maturity, more, veteran presence, and, as those players get more experience, I think They got a solid case to make it. And then in the East, we really don't know the situation with the Knicks like that. New head coach, a lot of changes over there. Um, they're kind of a unpredictable team, a little bit of a wild card. Cleveland seemed to, try to
Brother,
answer
you
some of
you
those.
you you done named half of the damn league at this point, brother. You were supposed to give us one or two picks, brother. This man is on. This man done named 12 teams out the West and 13 teams out the East, brother.
In the West, I said the Rockets and Denver. In the East, I said the Knicks are shaky. Now I'm saying Cleveland is probably the favorite out in the East.
Nah, I hear you, but brother, I don't know if I ain't cut you off. You was gonna keep going, brother.
But like I was saying, Cleveland seemed to address a lot of the backup point guard issues we talked about, and you know bench depth. So I mean, we'll see. This will be an interesting season. I can't really call per se.
No, I definitely feel you on that. Um, Honestly, it is kind of like I agree with you. It's kind of hard to, come out and say who I think is just gonna win it this year. I would agree with you with Cleveland. I feel like a lot of people have really been sleeping on Cleveland, and I feel like Cleveland is definitely a squad that can go out there and compete at a very high level. You get what I'm saying? I think that they just ran into a team that was, you know what I'm saying? If we would have just got, if Tyrese would have just made it to the end of the first half, who knows what happens? You get what I'm saying? So they ran into a team that was one of them ones, but I definitely think that the Cavs got a shot. Um, and then in the West, honestly, it's just such a toss up in the West. I couldn't tell you who I think is gonna come out the West. Honestly, I'm gonna be 100% honest. Like I hear you with the Rockets and the Nuggets, but I couldn't tell you who I think is gonna come out the West. That's definitely a toss up. But moving on. Um, Following, just who they think's gonna win the championship. Let's go over what they think the rankings are gonna be for next year. So for the East, they got Cleveland coming out on top. Then they got New York, Orlando, Atlanta, Detroit, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, and Boston. Now, you know what? I'm gonna let you go ahead and get your take on this first. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get first pickings on this one.
You must got some stuff to say. Um, I mean, right off rip, obviously, I don't agree. Right. Um, couple things. Right. I can understand the Orlando and New York comparisons, although I think New York could probably be around the same seeding they were last year, third, fourth place. Um, Detroit, I could see them, what I'm saying, making some moves, going up in the rankings. Orlando, I can kind of see it, although I still think their inexperience is going to get the best of them, though they did get a good pickup in Desmond Bain. With that being said, Philadelphia, absolutely not. I do not believe. All right, there's too much going on over there, and you never know who's playing. With Atlanta, I mean, sure they made some moves, but like I said, I don't trust it until I can see, and I haven't seen. So
Well,
I gotta go see.
I hear what you're saying, brother. I hear what you're saying, but we predicted, so we have to imagine a little bit. We have to
I
imagine.
I think playoffs is a I think playoffs is a reality for them for sure, but I ain't got them that high.
All right. Okay. But you still.
And last but not least, I gotta throw in the Eastern Conference champs. Look, I get it; they're dealing with a lot of injuries right now, but do not be surprised if they sneak their way into one of those lower seed. I gotta go 6 to 8 right now because I don't know how their injury is looking.
Nah, I agree with
That's
you.
what.
I definitely agree with you on that one. The fact that the Pacers weren't included in the top eight at all, I find highly disrespectful. Um, just because they just literally just came out the East. You get what I'm saying? And yes, they have a young team, but I think that their current leader, a very good leader. I think he's a very solid leader. I think he can do great things going forward next year. And you got to remember, if you have not tuned into the Pacers breakdown yet, make sure y'all go ahead and tune into that. I will have a link pop up right over there, over there. It'll be a link popping up. Make sure y'all click on that. And I've said some of the similar things, doing a full breakdown, multiple series. Make sure y'all check that out. Multiple parts to that series. Make sure y'all check that out. But Rick Carlisle also did have his tenure with the Mavericks while they had Dirk Nowitzki. You get what I'm saying? And I not saying that that Pascal Siakam and Dirk Nowitzki are the same player at all. No, but I do definitely think that their games have some similarities. Uh, and I think that the system next year will be built to see Pascal Siakam flourish. And you have to remember, yes, we have young guys surrounding him, but the experience that they just got is invaluable. You can't replace that with no amount of training in the offseason, none of that. You're not gonna be able to replace what finals competition is. And they just dealt with that. They just competed at the
Right.
highest level in the highest league in the world. You can't replace that. So I definitely think that they'll be at least a 6 seed. Now, no, I'll address it in part two of the Pacers breakdown. But yeah, I definitely think that they'll at least be a 6 seed. Let me go back and look at that list because I don't remember the exact order of everything. I do see Cleveland being a 2 seed just because of the East got weak. I mean, not Cleveland, New York being a 2 seed because the East got weaker. Um, I think that Orlando, I think that Orlando, Atlanta, and Detroit. I think that that's going to be a really nice battle right there. I think that that's highly interchangeable. And then I don't think Philly is going to be able. I think they'll be a playing team, but on the outside looking in, playing team. You get what I'm saying? Uh, then Boston. I just know everybody better be scared of Jaylen Brown next year. Jaylen Brown is about to be tearing boys up next year. That's all I know. But we can go ahead and move on to the West. We see Oklahoma City at the number 1 seed, Denver at number 2, Houston at number 3, Minnesota taking in the number 4 seed, Golden State taking in the number 5 seed. Um, the Clippers getting the number 6, Lakers getting the number 7, Dallas getting the number 8, and San Antonio getting the number 9. Um, I'll go ahead and take this one first. Um, Oklahoma taking the 1 seed. I feel like at this point, currently, I don't feel like we've seen anything to lead us to doubt that they wouldn't be able to, top the West again. Not saying that they can just easily win the championship, but I don't feel like we've seen anything to lead us to doubt that. Now, Denver, the 2 seed, I don't necessarily agree with that one as much. Now, yes, we did see a nice pickup with Cam Johnson, but I don't feel like Denver. I'm not saying Denver can't compete in the playoffs, but regular season performance and playoff performance, I feel like those are two totally different things. As we've seen, Golden State was what, like a 6 seed last year, but they weren't looked at like a 6 seed. You get what I'm saying? Number 7, they weren't looked at like a number 7. You get what I'm saying? So really, that it's really if you make the playoffs or if you don't nowadays. You get what I'm saying? With the amount of parity that there is in the league nowadays, it's if you make the playoffs or if you don't. So I feel like Denver will probably be closer to more like a 4 seed. I think Golden State may be a little bit higher. I feel like Minnesota is just kind of rocky. It's hard to say with Minnesota. I don't say that they won't be in the playoffs, but what seed will they be? I honestly feel like they could poss the 4 seed for Minnesota. I don't know. I feel like Minnesota. Not saying that they. I just feel like they've been so stagnant for the last 2 years that we may see a regression this year. But I'll leave it at that for the West. Obviously, we've seen that the Spurs are on the outside looking in as a playing team. I agree with that. They definitely still got a lot of question marks to answer. Wait, hold on. I just realized something. Oh, Dallas was on there, but as the A seed. I think Dallas would be a little bit higher than that, honestly. But I'll go ahead and give it to you.
Um, yeah, to kind of piggyback off what you said, OKC, there's no argument or debate there. Who was supposed to be second?
Denver.
Denver. Um, you know what? I was gonna do something, but I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna go Rockets 2. I'm gonna go Minnesota 3, and I'm gonna put Denver at 4. Right? I
Denver at
feel
four.
like that's the place
Yeah,
they're
that's
about.
pretty much where I had them. I said I think they'll be a 4 seed. Not saying that they won't be better than some other teams that are higher than them come playoff time,
Right.
but regular season performance is different.
I'm about to get a little bold, right?
Hmm.
So, say the Spurs are supposed to be outside looking in.
Hmm.
Um, I'm gonna actually swap them. I don't know if I want to swap them with the Lakers or if I want to swap them with Dallas. Only because, man,
So you'll think they'll take the 7 or 8 seed?
I believe so. Possibly even the 6th seed. I mean, man, it's a lot of growth in San Antonio. I'm seeing a lot of potential. Right. I obviously, you got to wait and see. But man, Wimby looking dangerous. He training with Monks and
Oh
Akeem
yeah.
Elijah. Boy, hey, that boy going crazy.
No,
And then,
seriously.
obviously, LA with its circus, right? You never know. They could be a top seed or they could just miss the playing. You never
Hmm.
know what you're getting with LA. But I'm gonna go ahead and say they are a playoff team, maybe a higher seed play in, right?
I agree
And
with
then
you.
with Dallas, man, it's so much dysfunction going on. I actually love Kyrie and AD, but I mean, the question is, we don't know when they'll play, right?
That's true. But
We don't know.
I think that this will be a good year for Dallas. I think people are sleeping on Dallas. I think they'll be higher than the AFC. I think
It
that
could be.
listen, I think that this season, at the start of the season, I feel like Dallas has more to look forward to than the Clippers and the Lakers. Would you not agree? I feel like their season has more upside potential than both the
Yeah.
Clippers and the Lakers.
Oh yeah. If we're talking about the upside and the potential, absolutely. But what I
Not
think
not
is going
not
to happen,
talking about player potential, but like upside for this season. They have a potential to, their ceiling is higher for this season, I feel like, than the Clippers, definitely.
yeah,
If AD and Kyrie are able to, be healthy come playoff time, obviously we know Kyrie's not going to be back till January at least. But come
yeah,
playoff time, if we can see both of those guys healthy, and depending on what we're gonna be able to get from Cooper Flag, I think that that'll be a nice team to watch, definitely. And I think that that'll be scaring some guys. I mean, kind of think of like the Miami Heat back in 2020 with Tyler Hero. And I'm not saying that these two players are similar at all. I'm just saying that you have that young rook running with some developed guys and being able to make a push for the championship.
like I said, like I would actually like like I'm interested to see what Dallas is going to do. It's just, I mean, how many games did AD play last year? Right, like we
Listen,
we, we couldn't even say that off top, but we know it wasn't a lot.
that's
Um,
true. That's true. But then I already spoke on this. talk, think back to episode 1 of the podcast. I'm gonna put a thing over there. My bad, over there. It'll pop up. But back to episode 1. I said I think that AD could possibly have an MVP season this year, just
Yeah,
because
but he's on the floor.
that's true. But like, if you look at what this man was doing before he got traded, bro, then you look at what he did in that play-in. Now, I'm glad that the Mavericks didn't win, because if they did, AD probably would have been out for the whole season this year. Because boy, that man was fighting tooth and nail in that play-in. He put up like 40 and I don't even remember what. But
Listen, I said back in, man, what was that? Was that 2017 or 2018? Where I said I think Anthony Davis is about a top 3 player in the league,
no,
right?
I definitely remember you saying that you think that he was finna put up a MVP campaign.
Right. Because, you know, they had the numbers. They was comparing him to Kevin Garnett. And you know what I'm saying? Obviously, some think that he's more talented than Garnett, right? You can leave that up for debate if you want. But it's like with his skill set, his size, you know, I mean, AD is pretty much the only thing that's stopping him is him, right? I'm a little surprised nobody talked about the Pelicans, right? They could be a sleeper team. I know, you know what I'm saying, the situation is a little funky over there, but man, shoot, you never know. They could surprise some folks, sneak up in there, man.
No, I feel you. I feel you. Especially with, the news surrounding Zion. Obviously, we hear it every year, but he's back in shape and it looks to be legit. So we never know what we possibly could see from Zion, and maybe we see a return of Jordan Poole now that he's back in the West, even though it's not the West Coast. He's back in the Western Conference. We may see something different.
Yeah,
But moving
going to
on,
the
the player that they are expecting to win MVP this year with 67% of the vote is Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic. Number 2, we see Luka Doncic getting his first MVP possibly. Number 3 would be Shea going back to back. Or number 4, we see Wemby get his first. Now, I've already gave out a few people that I think could possibly put up an MVP season this year. Starting it off, Paul George. Man, no, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Hey, no,
2015 or something.
nah. But like I said in episode 1 of the podcast, very first episode, I said I think that AD can definitely put up an MVP season this year. Then in the Pacers breakdown, I definitely mentioned that depending on what this Rick Carlisle system looks like, we could possibly see a MVP campaign from Pascal Siakam. And the reason I say that is, um, after Kawhi left, we seen Pascal Siakam at number 10 in the MVP voting. And I think that what Pascal Siakam's going to be able to do this year is going to be way better than he's ever done in his career ever. I think that he's about to put up his best season ever. Like, just following what he did in the playoffs, I think that he's about to put up his best season ever. And I think that we about to see an improvement on the defensive side from Pascal Siakam. And them is two guys from like out of bounds that I know nobody really thinking about for MVP. But them is my two that I'm throwing in the hat.
Numbers prediction for Pascal Siakam, since they was trying to cook you in that last episode.
Man, no, listen. It's not even that I'm gonna address it, but we just seen that the number 2 that people, or was it number 2 or number 2, I think, was Luka Doncic, right? We just seen him get traded last year, did we not? Did any of Dallas want to see Luka Doncic get traded? Okay. So me saying that Pascal Siakam could possibly see the trading block this season with an increased value, and because he is getting older, and who knows what he will be able to continue to give you for multiple seasons, not just the one season when Tyrese gets back, but multiple seasons after Tyrese gets back. Did we not see Isaiah Thomas get shipped out after his value was maxed out by the Celtics? I'm
No.
not saying that that's what I want to see happen. I am saying that's what happens in the NBA. We've seen it time and time again. Have we not?
Well, Danny Ainge still need to get his butt whooped for that.
Like have we not seen it time and time again? That's all I'm gonna say. Now, what I will say is I appreciate everybody that commented on the video. You know, we love getting y'all feedback, and we love, being able to go back and forth with y'all. You get what I'm saying? We love to hear what y'all takes are and what y'all opinions are, because at the end of the day, we telling y'all what we think, just so we can get some feedback, get some different input, so we can come back and give y'all more content. So thank you for everybody that did comment on the Pacers breakdown, and we will be coming back with part two. But to keep it rolling, who do you think? Who do you think are the top MVP candidates this season?
I mean, well, first things first, right? We got to figure out the narrative the NBA wants to go with, right?
Man, okay,
Look,
this man trying to get political on me, man. Who do you think is gonna be the dang MVP, brother?
listen. Was there not a debate last year between whether Jokic or Shea should have got it? Was there not a debate?
Then factor in voter fatigue for your answer then, because we know why Jokic didn't get it.
Right.
Let's just be
But
real.
all right. With that being said, right? I think Shea is the favorite to repeat for MVP. Um, right. You throw Luca in there. You can throw your regulars in there, right? Um, Surprised there's no love for a Donovan Mitchell or Anthony Edwards. I mean, are we seeing you know
I feel like
are we
it's.
seeing the guards not getting love for that?
I can't say that you're not seeing love for guards because the other
Oh,
can
smaller guard.
smaller guards. Um, I wouldn't. Here's my reasoning for not seeing the Donovan Mitchell up there. You have Evan Mobley playing alongside of, and it's hard to. You get what I'm saying? Now,
So
obviously, no. Listen. It's
mm,
depending on what you really value. It's hard. Depending on who you ask, the best player on the team can vary. And that's within Cleveland. You get what I'm saying? Depending on what you value. Now, if you need somebody to give you buckets, you get what I'm saying? Like Donovan Mitchell, what he did or almost did by single-handedly.
dude, and that's my point. That's my point right there. So like
But
it the Jimmy Butler argument, right? Like the man does what he has to do to wheel his team to where they need to go, and he gets no love for it. Why? Because his play style is ugly.
no. That's not at all what's happening. It's not that Donovan Mitchell doesn't get love for it. Donovan Mitchell hasn't been in markets that he gets the most attention for what he does. I will give you that fact. You get what I'm saying? Donovan Mitchell definitely could be one of the highest marketed people in the league, but he's just not because he's been in smaller markets. But it's just the fact that his supporting cast, you get what I'm saying? Like, and
I understand, but how much support did he get?
but
You
listen,
know,
listen. It's like Shea had a crazy supporting cast, but Shea had a historical season. You know what I'm saying? And that's like without Shea's historical season, I feel like it would have been really hard for him to win MVP this season. without you being able to say that he did something that only so many other players had done before him. You get what I'm saying? Like averaging 30 plus, not many people have done that. And I'm not saying Donovan Mitchell can't do that, but I feel like you have on a squad like that, you have to do something to like not only set yourself apart from everybody in the league, but genuinely make yourself stand out that much from everybody on the team. You get what I'm saying? And it's hard to to do that on a team like Cleveland because like you had to like look at the way that Oklahoma was treated, like OKC, like the team itself was treating SGA versus like nobody was doing all that. Like let's be honest, it was nut riding, bro. They had it in their mouth, bro. Like them post game interviews, what was they doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? But they basically had to do that to like make it known, like, okay, SGA is like overly our best player. We're the best team in the league. You know what I'm saying? With you can I feel like Donovan Mitchell, like he has to like set him not only be the best team in the league and be better than everybody else in the league, but he has to genuinely stand out that much on his own team. It can't be the Cavs. It damn near got to be Donovan Mitchell, which is how they made the narrative for the Thunder. Or I feel like the Thunder players try to make it for the Thunder.
And you see how ridiculous that is. It's like if somebody's playing at an MVP level and contributing to, you know what I'm saying, winning.
It's true, but it's like multiple people can play at an MVP level in one season, right? So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying with the talent that we have in the league today, in order for him to win MVP in his current situation, not only does Cleveland have to be the number one squad in the East, but Donovan Mitchell got to dang near at least be averaging 29 and a half and improve his playmaking. Like you get
I'll
what I'm
give you
saying?
that.
He has to be that dynamic on that squad. Now, if he was still with the Jazz, I think that it would be easier for him because it's not so crowded with talent. You can't give the credit to that many other people. You get what I'm saying? Like you can give some of Cleveland's success to Mobley. You could break you get what I'm saying? You could try to put holes in what he's done using his teammates.
Right. But it's like on the defensive end, yeah, you could say that. But on the offensive end, there were nights where Cleveland, you'd be like, are we sure this is a number one team?
I hear you on that. I hear you on that. And you also got to credit some of that to injuries as well. You get what I'm saying? They did have some untimely injuries as well. Um, specifically, in that game, what was it, game two of the second round? That dang near their whole squad
But
was out. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that was that. That was the second comeback of
hmm
that playoff.
Shout out to the Pacers. But moving on, if you so the execs were asked if they were to start a franchise today and can sign any player in the NBA, who would it be? Now, they said the number one answer with 83% of the vote was Victor Wembanyama. Number two was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And number three was Nikola Jokic, which is honestly a little bit surprising, just strictly due to age. But if it were you, who would you who would you start your squad with? One player,
Oh, just one player.
just one
Well,
player.
shoot, they said it Wimby. I mean, you can't not pick him. Now I can throw some honorable mentions, but I don't disagree with their list. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
Like it's hard to disagree.
okay. I agree with you on the Wemby. It is really hard to justify somebody other than Wemby just with his size and his ability to do practically everything on a basketball court. You get what I'm saying? But following up with Wemby, then who would your number two be? Would you agree with the Shea or would you go a different direction?
I mean, like I said, I can't disagree with the two they put after him either. Like I said, like I can give out honorable mentions, but those three, I cannot disagree with. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. This may
Like,
sound like some hating stuff, and I'll be honest, it may be a little bit. But I'm tired of all the whiny style of play, bro. I'm tired of the ref putting up more stats than you, brother. So, with that being said, behind Wemby, if I had to start a team, man, I want a dog, and I feel like the reason that this dog ain't found success quite yet to the level that I feel like he can is just that he ain't been on the right squad. So, when 38-29 get their team in the league, I want Anthony Edwards on my squad. You feel me? I want Anthony Edwards. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like he bring the right attitude to a squad. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like that is something that's most important. You get what I'm saying?
hey,
Cause it's a reason that Anthony Edwards was picked before LaMelo. It's a reason that the Hornets ain't made it to the playoffs yet. It's a reason for all of that. And that's attitude. You get what I'm saying? LaMelo going into this year still only been an All-Star once, hasn't made the playoffs and said he feels no pressure. I promise
forget
you,
all
in that
the brother.
situation, what?
Forget all that. The brother hasn't been playing. All right. The
No,
best ability is availability.
no, forget that. When he's playing, he's not affecting winning.
That's true.
And that's due to mentality. He would rather look good and lose versus put it all on the line and win. That's just my what you said.
So it doesn't help that you're with the Hornets.
I mean, I feel like the Hornets honestly got a decent squad. I feel like, bro,
But
put
the organization
listen,
don't.
no. Rewind the clock. Put Chris Paul back on that squad. They making the playoffs, bro.
Come on. Chris Paul is a different dog. Like
I
I
understand.
look, I get everybody likes to do the whole hating on Chris Paul. He
Listen,
ain't this,
listen,
this,
listen,
but
listen. Look,
five.
I
Hey,
could
look,
I could I could name a decent amount of people. I feel like if you throw Cade Cunningham over there, they making the playoffs. That's a better squad. Yes, bro. You throw Cade Cunningham over there, bro, bro. Having
not
Brandon,
the
bro. Who does he? Bro, he really don't have backup options over there. Like rely. Yes, he has people that can put the ball in the hole. Yes, he has people that can put the ball in the hole, but genuinely depend on. I don't feel like he has that over there. I feel like Miles Bridges and Brandon Miller would be an upgrade over there than for what he got, bro. I'm sorry. Jalen
I'm
Duren
telling
cool, bro. Jalen Duren cool.
you, it ain't the players, it's the organization, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Bro.
Like, I mean, there's a reason Charlotte has been. They haven't even been in purgatory. They've been in NBA hell. All right, and I mean, their organization is just ran terribly, and like who we got to blame most of it, right? But yeah, I mean, Lamelo's, I'm too cool attitude. You know what I'm saying? It sells the shoes, right? It brings the sales, it brings the marketing, but it don't bring the winning, right?
No, I
Anthony
feel you.
Edwards is a ball, you know. But I mean, to give out the honorable mention, since I don't really have any counters, I was
Mm-hmm.
just gonna say, uh, I was just gonna say I mean, I speaking of dogs, I still got Giannis. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like Milwaukee, but I still got Giannis in that
Nah,
thing.
facts.
Um, I might get killed for this one, but I'm gonna go Paulo. Paulo Bencur. I got it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Most underrated number one overall draft pick of all time. He does not get the proper media attention. Let's just throw that out there now.
man, Paulo. You know what I'm saying? He's a dog. Like he will go out there and get the buckets you need to win a game, right? And
100%.
all you got to surround him, with bigs that'll do their job, point guards that'll facilitate. He get to his spot and he'll work. Um, do I want to throw anybody else out there? I mean, because there's a lot of players you can say, but like those are the ones I think of when it's like, okay, we doing a redraft today, and I gotta pick somebody.
Hmm.
Those are just the players I think about right now. But I'm like, yeah,
No,
let
I
me get
feel
him.
you. Okay. Now, to finish it off, this gonna be the last one we do. The last one is the player most likely to have a breakout season. Number one, they got Amen Thompson. Number two, they got or top tied for number two, they have Brendan Miller, Asar Thompson, and Victor Wembanyama. And then at number five, they have Franz Wagner. Um, so I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna not name none of those guys, but I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna throw out Andrew Nimhart and I'm gonna throw out Ben Shepherd as my two picks for most improved. I'm gonna cheat. No Tyrese Halliburton. I'm cheating.
I was
Hey,
almost
listen,
with you.
listen, listen. I'm gonna also throw out Ben Matherin. I'm throwing out Obi Toppin. The whole squad is up for most improved this year, bruh.
No, we don't want.
Listen. Only person I won't put as a candidate on the Pacers, and it's not because I don't think they would improve. It's just that they don't create for themselves enough, and that's Aaron Neesmith. I don't think he'll get a most improved player just because he still has to. He still has the sets create for him. He don't create for himself. That's what I say. Not to disrespect his game at all. I'm not saying he can't create for himself, but he's not a guy that you're gonna look to put the ball on the floor, break somebody down, and then get his shot off. You get what I'm saying? Like when you seen game one of the Knicks, it's the sets that are allowing him to be creative for you. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't most dribbles you got before a shot was two. You know what I'm saying? It's a very Klay Thompson-esque type of play, except we know that Klay
He
Thompson can put on the floor a little bit more. But you know
definitely
what I'm
need
saying?
players.
Yeah, yeah. Not downgrading his game at all. I just feel like his game is more so attached to, sets versus, just scoring opportunity. Just because it will be more openings for scoring, I don't think that he'll necessarily step into them because I don't think that he's able to. I just don't think that he creates for himself enough to be able to allow for that.
Mm.
But who you think is going to see a most improvement this year?
Most improvement. I mean, shoot, this is always a hard category to think about. Um, I mean, yeah, the Nimhard and the Matherin. Matherin's a wild card. All right, I can't. You can't call him.
Listen,
But
depending on lineups, I'm telling you, Obi topping, bro. Depending on what lineup Rick Carlisle throw out there, if he go a small ball lineup, bro, we gonna see MVP Obi.
I'm trying to think, man, because I mean, there's a lot of players out there right now that's trying to like reinvent themselves,
Hmm.
and I think those players that were once looked at as like, what I'm saying, some stars, and now they're, what I'm saying, people are kind of like, well, I don't know.
You trying to throw Ben
Those are the
Simmons in
type.
there? Oh wait,
Now
I
Ben
forgot
Ben is
one. I forgot one.
Ben is done.
Most improved campaign.
All right, man. That'll do.
Pace's new signing most improved
Y'all.
campaign.
Make sure y'all tune in.
Oh,
Hit the notification bell.
no, for
All
sure. We
right.
gonna hit the outro right quick.
That'll do it for this episode of the 3829 podcast. If you're new here and you like the video, make sure you leave a like and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more episodes.
All right, y'all, that's gonna wrap it up for this one, man. Like I said, make sure you hit that like, that comment, and that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Now, if you interested in seeing a little bit more content, you ain't ready to let us go just yet, man. Well, I just did a Pacers breakdown. It's not over here, it's actually right there. So make sure y'all click that and you're gonna enjoy it. Until next time, peace.